Rocky? Rambo?
Nothing is over! Nothing!
Daylight?
I just need some time to figure it out.
I don't know anything!
I just need some time to figure it out.
I don't know anything! I don't know anything!
This movie starts off with the classic motion sickness technique as they start introducing the characters. We meet a security guard who works in the tunnel. He tries to FaceTime his girlfriend with the cheapest version of Skype I've ever seen. She dreams of becoming a famous TV psychic one day. It sounds like she's right on her way.
Call me now for your free tarot reading.
No, I will tell you later, Island Girl!
We meet a girl who put all of her money in door security. Because of that, she has no choice but to rent Joe's apartment. She packs up her best 90s thrift store clothes from the Blossom collection as she leaves town. Now we're introduced to some too extreme douchebag who inspires to be in a Mountain Dew commercial featuring himself.
Exhausting being me.
Here we have our older couple who are clearly trying to advertise a product.
You know, whatever good that specialist does is undone by the long drive in.
Here we have a group of criminals that are being transferred. As we all meet them, they brag about their not-so-smart crime.
So how much you get from the register?
I don't know.
Okay, so we finally get to meet our hero of the movie, a taxi driver.
Yeah, well, there's a $50 tip in it for you if you make it, okay?
Then again, miracles do happen, right, Doc?
Here we have our own wannabe Griswold family, who's on their own vacation.
Hey, how about somebody else does something?
You want to visit old school friends? Leave me out of it.
Family vacation is about staying with the family.
Let's not talk about staying anywhere, okay?
2,408 miles to Wally World. Okay, looks like a typical slime ball who likes scarves, who's getting in a caddy. We finally get our first action scene when this guy gets robbed by another guy who has a tattoo on his face. Good luck identifying him. They beat that guy, and then they steal his car. The mullet ringleader is the one who drives. You messed up my scarf. Oh dang, the cops. I bet you another face tattoo, I lose him. After that minor explosion, Stallone finally gets his excuse to beat the shit out of an extra that he's been eyeballing since they started filming. Everyone in the tunnel starts grouping together to see who's still alive. The poor girl comes across the bus that has all the inmates trapped inside. She decides to play with this live wire above a puddle of gasoline to show how strong she is.
Who asked you to go out of town? The stupid young one or the married one?
While she's swinging it around, the inmates escape and they decide to shut the power off. They decide to send in the taxi driver who doesn't know anything to save the people as he gets briefed about his future.
If you want him to believe that it's over, then you gotta stop accepting the booty calls at 2 a.m. in the morning. You understand?
His only way in is through this multi-fan exhaust system. He jumps at the opportunity with grace and class as he makes his way to the tunnel with style. He flawlessly makes it through the fan system as he starts to approach the tunnel.
I don't know anything!
He makes his grand entrance as he pinpointed the exact location of where all the remaining survivors are. And then this immediately happens. I'm pretty sure it's because of the way that he exploded his way in. So the power's been shut off, and now it's starting to flood. With all of his years as a taxi driver, he decides to fight fire with fire and cause another explosion to stop the flood. With his quick thinking, he then gives his best Indiana Jones impression, hoping that one of the remaining survivors is a producer or director of some kind. This seems a little too blatantly obvious of a ripoff. It's like they weren't even trying. I love how he unnecessarily dives in the water here to save the girl. After that, for some reason this happens. A car eats the security guard. He tries his hardest to move the car by himself. Of course, that's ridiculous, so he gets everyone to help him. The security guard is severely injured and paralyzed from the neck down. He rubs it in his face by showing off his swimming technique as he goes over to him. He asks him for some information, and to thank him, he literally sends him down the river to die.
Floating down the river, sailing on the sea, cruising on the ocean, boats are for me. I saw a boat pulling another, I didn't know the boat so.
The information the guard gave him before he was shipped off to his death was that there's a secret bunker, but they'd have to swim to it. They all make it there safe, and then of course this starts to happen. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before too.
Oh, rats.
So they follow the rats through a hole in the wall that leads to another room. We then get another unnecessary move to turn on this light by the hero taxi driver, who discovers a staircase that they need to get up to escape. Everyone starts to make their way to the top where there's an exit to get out. Because he's just a simple taxi driver, he doesn't get many vacations, so he decides to take one more swim. The poor girl's in the same situation and joins him. Everyone else makes it out, while these two decide to stay for couples swim. They are soon discovered and begin to be saved. Back in the tunnel, he starts to have flashbacks to his taxi training classes, and then this happens.
Keep trying, you piece of shit! Keep trying! How many chances do you need? You killed everybody else? It wasn't my war! You asked me, I didn't ask you! And I did what I had to do to win, but somebody wouldn't let us win! But you know what? You should have killed me! Because I found your heart! I found your heart! And I'll blow out your body!
So somehow, behind all odds, they end up just floating out in the middle here. I really don't know how, but they both survive. They end up getting saved and decide of never speaking of this moment again. Hey, where's Tower 7 at? And that finally brings us to the end of our movie. So, was that good? Well, that was just alright. It was pretty average for Stallone. Not one of his best. It was like a 5 out of 10. The explosion was awesome at the beginning. The characters were okay. They made it out. He lived. That's about it. Well, there you have it.